Hello people who are interested in my quilt projects. This is where I'm at so far this morning. It's been 7 days work now, and on and off. I've done all of the squares that go in the centre, and they're over here. I've done all of the corners, and I'm working on the halves at the moment. Now, back to the squares. These are the squares. The squares are going to have pictures on them. This one in particular is going to have a star because it's actually the middle of the quilt. The center one. And I can't tell you what's going to be on this one. Not sure yet. Some of them I know what's going to be on them because I've decided already. And if I can just throw these back. This one here in particular with the dots on the top and the light dark blue and the brown and the green on the side. This one here is going to have a pirate ship with a swallow on each side of it, like the tattoo that we know. So, and some others are planned out and some haven't been decided yet, but I'm going to be designing this around very interesting things that I don't know most rockers or tattooists would like. It's going to have owls and strange stuff, like it's going to have a frog on it and a UFO and just stuff, I don't know. Basically it's just stuff that I like and stuff that I would probably get tattooed on me. Not that I would get a UFO tattooed on me, but the one that's going to have the UFO is going to be right at the top of the blanket, where it's going to be kind of like dark stuff, like spacey. And the bottom one is going to be where the ship is, and the owl's probably going to be a little bit higher than the ship, and so on. I've done the corners, as I said, and I've done them autumnal, so they also look very Indian-y because I like that Indian effect, and I think that it will make an interesting blanket, a nice comfortable blanket if it had these kind of colours. I don't really want my blanket to have any kind of female colours to it. Not that I have a problem with females or feminine stuff, but it's got to be a male kind of blanket. I've seen a lot of these blankets and they're very feminine, and I've watched a lot of videos and I haven't seen any men making these yet, so I have questioned what the hell is going on in my head. But I did want one, and they are expensive, and I'd rather make one with my own flavour. This is one of the two halves that are gonna go here and here, and this took ages to make. This was like, I started off by putting material, folding it, well, putting the material, sewing it with a sewing machine and then folding it, and I just did that all the way to the end. I did come into a few problems where there was bits where I had to fold it under, then run a stitch and then do the zigzag stitch, and it took ages to get it all right and perfect. And the that's done now, but I've changed my method now. Now that I've started on the next one, what I've done is I've sort of adapted my method. You know, I've got like a hell of a lot of hemming tape here. Oh, knocked it all over the place. Basically what I've done is I've got the iron on a steam, and I've folded these under and ironed them, and then I've lifted them up, and then I've put the old hemming tape underneath it, and then I've steam ironed it, and it was much quicker. This one here, okay, you pros out there could probably do this in like, what, a day? But the way I did this one, it actually did take 2 days. This one here Took 3 hours. So I'm sticking with this method, and I'll be running a nice, like the other one, a nice purple stitch zigzag through all of these, and that will be complete. I don't really want to have all of the halves the same colour, but those ones that you just saw, when they're done and cut in half, I'm going to put one there, one there, one there, and one there. And for these ones here, I might just think of putting something else there, like I don't know. I saw something nice that would go on the blanket. I'm still thinking about it. I mean, I might have enough material to do all the same. I haven't decided yet, but purple and blue look really good together with a black in between. It has a really nice, rich effect. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet, but we'll see. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. And also with the squares, I'm not sure if I'm going to be putting a frame around them yet. I haven't decided yet. And also, I'm not buying pictures off the internet to iron onto mine. I am actually going to make my own pictures. I'm probably going to get some sort of fabric transfer paper or something crazy like that. I'll look into it on the net, and I'll trace pictures off my PC and have them somehow printed onto fabric, cut the fabric out, sew around them, make a nice homemade patch out of it, and then put them on there myself, because the pictures that I want, most of them are going to be, let's have a look, most of the pictures are going to be like 7 inches. And I couldn't find nothing like that on the internet. And not only that, but if I buy pictures off the internet, which you can't really buy the sort of things that I'm looking for anyway, you know, you have to make them. So I'm gonna make them myself. And like I was gonna say, if I make them myself, then the whole blanket is all my work, and that's just great. And that's where I'm at. So I thought it better to make a video than to just take pictures and put loads of writing. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Rock and roll. All the best, people. Men can do this stuff too. Laters.